everyone! Welcome to Free Movement Dance Solutions, and today I'm gonna have 5 different tips for you to become a better dancer, or if you're looking to improve your dancing, you want to watch all the way in this video. Now, if you're a beginner dancer or if you're a seasoned dancer, these tips are gonna help you whether it's a reminder or something new that you've never heard before. P.S. I'm gonna share some bonus tips by the end of the video, so don't forget to catch it at the end of it. So if you're ready to rock and roll and know exactly how it is to become a much better dancer, whatever level that you are, please keep watching. The first tip I'm gonna have for you today is a really important tip to me, and we've talked about it all the time, which is to take classes consistently. Whether it's physical classes or online classes, you want to make sure that you're always present in these classes. But the most important thing about being present is that you should try also different types of classes and different genres of dance. It doesn't matter whether you're trying traditional dances like ballet and jazz or tap, or if you're doing street dances like hip-hop, girls hip-hop, whacking, locking and stuff like that. Whatever genre of dance that you do, it's always important to be consistent in taking classes. Now, if you're doing more street dances, realize that the base and fundamentals for a lot of the street dances actually comes from ballet, which is a traditional dance. So it's always good to actually go back to the fundamentals and understand the different techniques as to how it's been evolved over the years, which I think is really good. Now, if you're a ballerina and you really are thinking of expanding your dance vocabulary, definitely go check out other genres of classes, whether it could be jazz or it could be street dance, it could be hip-hop, whatever it is that floats your boat and you feel like you're connected to the music, go try out those classes. You realize that you start to move very differently and you start to understand the different vibes in different classes. So always make sure that you're looking at taking classes consistently, and remember to go into the classes with an open mind and an open heart and the willingness to learn. Now, tip number 2. If you've ever gone for a dance class and you felt super out of breath and you have no idea how the other dancers are lasting throughout all of the dances or all of the different performances and you are just dying there and out of breath, well, tip number 2 is for you. You want to make sure that you're going to train your stamina, whether it's going for a run or a jog, or whether it's doing your core exercises at your own time. All of these things makes a lot of difference when you actually start to dance. And it doesn't matter what genre of dance that you actually do, but you want to make sure that stamina is always there. Do you realize why your dance instructors are telling you to do your core? Why are they telling you to run around the dance studio like X number of times? Like, okay, do 10 rounds around the studio and I want you to jog, Yes, it's to warm up your body, but the main thing is overall, generally as a dancer, you have to have the stamina. Well, it's not just the stamina that we're talking about in terms of, overall, but you definitely want to work on your core as well. Core is very important. Your leg strength is really important. Don't forget your arms. Now, if you're like me, I always struggle with my arms, doing all the floor work and all the lifts, and, my arms are like, I've got no strength, or we're trying to do a pedal or good work, and I'm trying to lift someone up, and I'm like, I've got no strength. So, overall stamina, overall strength is really important as well. So make sure that you go all out to get your stamina right. Tip number 3. Now, the third tip that I have for you today would be to practice at your own time. Now, if you've ever wondered why some dancers are just so much better than the other dancers, yes, you might think it's talent, but what I can tell you is that hard work pays off. Now, you realize that all these very established dancers, they actually commit a lot more time into the craft, right? You realize that after dance class, they head home, they practice, or after class, they go for another class, or after class, they have consultations like instructors and stuff like that. There's so many different things that goes on behind the scenes that you don't really think about in class. Like, being in class and being present in class is really different because you're trying to absorb as much as you can. You're trying to memorize the steps, you're trying to be able to correct yourself, and that's a lot of things. But when you're actually taking all of that home, and you're going to practice at home by yourself, you realize that you actually start to reflect on what happened in class. You also start to wonder, okay, how can I do things better? How can I internalize the musicality better? Some people learn faster, some people learn slower. For me, I'm actually quite a slow learner when it comes to dance. So taking the time to really internalize a lot of the count and the steps really helps me a lot. Best part yet, watch the video of your rehearsal, watch the video of your performance, your competition, or whatever it is, and start to see how you can actually improve from there. Stand in front of the mirror, do the steps, or take a video of yourself doing the steps, re-look at that, and keep going from there. Practicing at home is something that nobody can take away from you. But most importantly, please don't get injured at home. Have a proper dance floor, have a proper mirror if you have, and of course, most importantly, if you're doing any other traditional dances, having a ballet bar is always good. With that being said, that leads us to tip number 4. So tip number 4 is something that I'm guilty of a lot of the time, which is to go full out. Now, if you're not sure on what exactly full out is, when you're dancing, you realize that some instructors say, okay, you can mark out your steps or you can go full out, right? So marking out the steps means that, okay, if you're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be marking. But if you're going full out, you're going to go exit, exit, and, with all of the different expressions, hitting the counts and making sure that you're putting all of your energy into it. So when you're actually marking your steps, you're kind of just going, okay, this is on 1, this is on 2, this is on 3, this is on 4, right? Now when you're going full out, you're going to make sure that you hit, your arms are going to be there, and your body is going to be there, your head's going to be there. So you want to make sure that you're actually going full out into all of your steps a lot of the time so that you get into the motion of it. If you mark your steps too many times, your body is going to think that marking the steps is okay and it's normal. Not. You gotta make sure that you go full out all the time so your body actually understands it. Body mastery is another thing. Body memory is one more thing as well. So your body remembers what you keep doing in repetition. So the more you repeat it full out, the more your body remembers it. The only reason why marking your steps has come into place is to really conserve energy. Because if you go full out all the time, you realize that you're gonna lose a lot of energy, and by the end of it, when you're supposed to do your showcase or just do the final run, you realize that you're losing your energy. So that's the reason why people say, sometimes your instructors say, okay, let's just mark through the steps. Or it could be just listening to the music and getting the counts right. But other than that, go full out. Show yourself that you can do it. Show everyone else that you're here, you're present, and you fully want to absorb everything that's going in the class. Going full out is so important. By the way, if you're finding these tips really helpful to you, don't forget to like and subscribe below and comment down if you have any questions at all. The 5th tip that I have for you is to confidently execute the movements. What I mean by that is, honestly, it doesn't matter if you screw up, because that's all part of the learning process. So when you have the moments to really showcase yourself, or when you actually have the moments to actually throw out your full energy and to really go and enjoy the music and the dance, go for it. Be confident in it. There's no point dancing and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You don't want to mouth the counts. You want to be able to confidently do it. Listen to the music, enjoy the music, and really go into it. The best way, of course, is not to think so much of the steps. Because your body is a muscle, it remembers things, and that's why you have class. The more you do it, the more your body internalizes it. So that by the end of it, hopefully, you're able to tell yourself mentally and physically to confidently execute the steps. It's okay if you screw up. There is always time to practice at home again, the same choreography. So being confident of the choreography of the dance, it's a lot about practice. It's not so much about every time I have to make sure that I am perfect and I'm executing well. No, confidence comes with practice as well. It's a habit. Today you learn a choreography, you sucked in class, that's fine. Go home, take the choreography, break it down, learn it yourself, keep doing it and doing it and doing it and mastering it. Such that the next time you go for another class with a different choreography, you are able to get into the rhythm better, you're able to understand it better with your body mastering the previous choreography. You take the second choreography, go home, practice it again, and then keep going from there. Trust me, you're going to get more confident as you go. Now for the bonus tips of the day. Really important tips that is based on very real and true life experiences. So my first bonus tip for you today is to clear your nose. Okay, you're gonna ask me, Sandra, what in the world are you saying? What do you mean clear your nose? In my experience, when I don't clear my nose before I dance, I tend to be out of breath a lot quicker. So what that means is before I go on stage for performance, or before I go for class for rehearsal, or before I go for technique trainings, I go to the washroom, I take a piece of tissue paper and I blow my nose to clear my nose. Trust me, it makes a lot of difference when you're out of breath and you really need to go on and you're wondering how in the world do my friends have all the stamina, because your nose is not cleared. So help yourself with the breath, help yourself with the breathing. That helps when you have a clear nasal system going on. You can breathe well and you can breathe with your movements. Yes. Bonus tip number 2, which is to dance with people who are better than you. I'm sure you've heard of how the more you hang out around people, the more you become like them. So true. So, dance with dancers who are more experienced and who are a lot better than you, and you will definitely up your level. Stay comfortable, you'll not improve. Be uncomfortable, and you'll get to your goal one day. Stay around people who are much better than you. Learn from them, watch them, understand how they execute their movements, grow from there. Practice. Bonus tip number 3. Train your musicality, because it's so important to be able to count the music and learn the counts. Now, counting the music has many different types and ways. We have another video that's coming up that's going to be about that, musicality. So learning how to count music, because counting music has so many different types, so many different ways, interpretations as well. So we'll talk about that in another video, but train your musicality, be able to listen and spot the counts. Last tip for you today, which is to look for an instructor that you can look up to. While I think that convenience is always important, it's also always important to look for instructors that you can look up to and that you can ask questions and who's willing to share with you. It takes time to find the right instructor, but trust me, it makes a whole lot of difference. So I hope that you found that really useful for you today in your grand effort to become a much better dancer than you amazingly already are. I hope that some of the tips actually connected with you and that you're able to implement it in your everyday dance lives. Now, as usual, if you have any questions, drop it down in the comments below. But don't forget to like and subscribe because we have new content coming up every single week and we cannot wait to share with you all of dance tips and tricks and how to and so many other things that we're going through. Remember, here at Free Movement Dance Solutions, we are here to support your dance journey from day one to eternity. So if you're looking for anything, don't forget to hit us up. You'll find the link down in our bio below, links to our Mali dance mats as well as the ballet bars and mirrors. So if you're interested in checking them out, go click on the link below. Now, if you have any topic suggestions, don't forget to let us know as well. Drop it down in the comments below. But till then, see you next week. Take care, stay safe, and keep dancing. Bye!